You ready for another trip? Here we go. Bangkok to Singapore, COVID test complete, vaccinations complete. I'm about 3 hours away from departure. We'll be heading on a 2.5-hour flight from Bangkok to Singapore. In Singapore, I'll be staying in the airport. Not many people are on planes. It's actually a great time to travel. You do have to jump through hoops, wearing masks and so forth. And also, of course, COVID tests. I completed mine, was able to get a test in the morning prior to 10 a.m., have the result by 7 p.m. the same day, which is great, very efficient in Bangkok with the COVID testing process. So you can get it quick if you need it, and I needed it, I got it. Now I'm flying Bangkok to Singapore, leaving in just a few hours, and I'm expecting a smooth journey. It's a short trip. Of course, there are various processes to go through, documents to check and review. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so here I am at Suvarnabhumi Airport, about to enter in just a moment here. Looking forward to a smooth, efficient process, hopefully. So far, it's been great. Temperature check inside. Okay, so this is Bangkok Airport, BKK Suvarnabhumi. I have never seen it so quiet. It's just completely not busy as it's always been. So in a way, it's a great time to travel because it's just not crowded. Of course, the travel industry is certainly struggling, hasn't bounced back quite yet. But planes are moving, people are flying, but certainly not as many as is needed for the industry to rebound. But yeah, I'm just amazed how quiet this airport is. It's a weekday, it's morning, it's not too early. It's like 8 a.m. roughly. So yeah, this is really quite empty, as you can see around me. Trying to find my airline, pulling some heavy bags while wearing a mask, so getting slightly out of breath. At least it's good exercise. But yeah, it's fascinating to see all the different airports around the world that I've been at lately, including Incheon Airport in Seoul, South Korea. Also in Taipei, Taiwan, quite recently. Seattle, Washington, Honolulu, Hawaii. Soon Singapore, and probably a few others I'm not remembering. But overall, one thing they have in common is all of them are completely empty compared to how things normally are. So yeah, there's lots of flights scheduled, which is the good news. Plenty of flights. Tickets are a bit expensive. I think I'm paid about double what I'm used to paying for the flight I'm about to take. But that's the price of traveling in the new normal. But this is a beautiful airport, one of my favorite airports in the world, Suvarnabhumi Airport, BKK in Bangkok, Thailand. And never seen it this quiet. Been through here probably 50 times. I'll update you more soon on my trip to Singapore. Okay, so I've made a few rounds and finally realized where my airplane is. My check-in gate, I should say, after talking information. They were very helpful. And this is where the document review process will start. And hopefully I have everything I need, because if not, I won't be flying. But we shall see. But as you can tell, you see behind me, there really aren't any people waiting for this flight. Am I the only passenger? Well, I doubt it, but it's certainly not very full. Okay, so that was actually a very smooth process. I would say that's the easiest check-in process on Jetstar Airlines that I've had so far in the pandemic as far as document review. And rather than asking me for certain documents, their approach is just take all my documents, and they reviewed them one by one and found what they needed. They were able to find all the right pages, and really smooth. Like, that was effortless and smooth. Usually, so far my experience traveling in the pandemic, even when you're at the gate and even when you're checking in, is that you don't know if you're gonna be able to fly, because it seems like they're always looking for something they can't find and not satisfied with what they're finding, and it's very uncertain. But this time she seemed very confident. and it just seemed like there was no doubt that it was going to work out and be okay. So it was a nice, confident check-in, and hopefully the gate's the same way. But yes, so far it's off to a great start, departing Bangkok for Singapore. Very smooth. Let's see what happens at the gate. Okay, so that was the smoothest airport experience I've had in a year and a half since the pandemic began. So going through security, smooth, quick. They're very helpful, very polite, very kind, and not rushed. And it was just a very smooth, efficient process. Not only that, but I was like the only person going through security. Wow. And then immigration, totally smooth process as well. Once again, I was the only person there at passport control immigration on departure. I was literally the only person there. So no line, helpful, polite, kind, smiling, and yeah, effortless. So I'm already checked in, already went through security, already went through immigration. Now I'm in the airport, and wow, this is Suvarnabhumi Airport, BKK, Bangkok, Thailand. And there's so few people here. I mean, it's a great time to travel because there's no lines. It's just a smooth, efficient process all the way through. And Thailand's been an amazing experience. And you'll see some of my other videos where I documented that the quarantine process was actually very pleasant. In many ways, I would say I enjoyed it, actually. And afterwards was great. But traveling now versus traveling when there are crowds, traveling domestically may not be the same wherever you may be, but traveling internationally, there's just not many people doing it. You do have to jump through some hoops. There's COVID test. I was able to get my test in Bangkok, Thailand, prior to 10 a.m. in the morning, and the test result was finished just before 7 p.m. the same day. So that was quick and efficient. But yeah, it's just amazing that the airports are so empty. I'm wondering if I'm going to be the only passenger, because at this point, I haven't seen anyone else going through immigration, going through security. There was one other person checking in on the same flight, it looks like, so I think I won't be alone. But normally, we're about an hour and 20 minutes before departure, about 30 minutes before boarding, and the airport's just empty. So come on, everybody, it's time to travel, see the world, get some deals on airfare and hotels. Hotels in Thailand, by the way, super affordable. For example, staying in a beautiful Hilton, it's like $35 a night. Normally it's like 200 plus a night. And that includes an incredible breakfast that's worth probably half of that. So many benefits to traveling now. I'll update you more heading to Singapore shortly. So one difference I've noticed with this airport, BKK, is that the stores are open, which is great to see. There aren't really customers in the stores, but at least they're open. Some of the other airports I've been in recently, such as Incheon, for example, also in Taipei, a lot of the stores were actually totally closed. So it's good to see they're open, and they must have some, crowds of people come in at different times throughout the day, but it's definitely not in the morning, apparently. It's a bit after 8 a.m., so normally this would be a bustling airport. It does seem like they're taking the opportunity to do some type of renovations because things are boarded off in ways that they used to not be. So I guess they're doing some upgrades, which is cool. So great timing. And I think I'll do a little bit of shopping because, as you can see, there's no lines. By the way, this is a very big airport, and you can get quite a bit of exercise walking from one end to the other, which I'm doing now. My gate's at the far end, and just want to show you a bit more of the airport. Wow. So I'm coming up on the intersection where you can go left, right, or straight. My path is straight. Lots of great stores here, and definitely an opportunity for some shopping. There are a few stores that are closed, kind of plasticed off, like this store over there. But overall, pretty much everything's open. Employees are working, so it's definitely good to see. Let's see what we have ahead here. So we're coming up on this intersection, not of cars, but of people traveling to different places. and my gate is straight ahead. So we'll go ahead and navigate through and around. I'm actually really early. I budgeted extra time being at the airport extra early, and it seems like right now you don't have to be as early as before. No lines makes a pretty big difference in passing through all the way to the gate. And not only that, but there's no lines even inside on as I approach the gate, which I'm getting really close. There's still nobody here except for employees. In fact, some of the shoppers I saw are airport employees. I didn't really see any passenger customers in the stores. Well, here are a few closed businesses. Bill Bentley Pub is closed. And coming up on another that you'll probably know, Burger King, sadly, appears closed. Cafe Ritaza, closed. So definitely some closures. Now I'm not sure if Burger King's closed just because it's early, the pizza company closed, but they are plasticed off, so it seems like, yeah, Burger King is plasticed off too. So it really appears that it's closed. Too bad. I'm sure they'll reopen once things get busier, once you all travel here, hopefully soon. And as I approach the gate, there's still nobody here. Wow. So probably 25 minutes until boarding. And from the looks of it, at this moment at least, quite empty. So my flight's listed, it's on time. There it is. You can see it up there posted. And let's look at how many passengers might be down below. As you can see, not many, and those are many gates. My gate is F1, which, if you can see, is down there. I see one employee with a yellow jacket, and I see no passengers, and that is my gate. And there is literally no one down there. But on another note, look how beautiful this airport is. That's actually just a great view. See that? The whole airport's like that. It's just an awesome airport. Very efficient, kind people, great stores. The whole process is smooth. Even when it's crowded, it's smooth. Even when it's full of people, it's smooth. So this is unusual, unprecedented in my opinion. I've never seen it like this. But even when it's really busy, things just run smoothly here at BKK Suvarnabhumi Airport. Okay, time to go get checked in. Airport cleaning in process. Okay, here we go, boarding. There's about 7 passengers getting on the plane right now. Okay, so here we are on the plane, ready to close the doors and take off shortly, as you can see. The plane's not empty. There's at least 4 people back there. So, not exactly a full flight. Makes it very convenient to travel, but definitely hard on the airline industry. So here we go, 2.5-hour flight to Singapore. So we're airborne with Jetstar from Bangkok to Singapore. Just finished lunch, had a great tuna sandwich with cheese on a croissant and a bottle of water. And as you can see, not a lot of people on the flight, as mentioned in a previous video, but a very comfortable trip, and we'll be in Singapore an hour and a half. So here I am, walking to the back of the plane to the restroom. Empty plane, as you can see. There are a few people on board, but not many. So it's been a great experience flying today on Jetstar from Bangkok, Thailand to Singapore, and the ratio of flight attendants to passengers is approximately, I believe, about 50 to 60%. There are a few passengers that are kind of sitting low in their seat, and they were hard to see at first. I think there's virtually empty airport in Bangkok. We'll see how Singapore Airport is soon. Looking forward to that experience as well. But it's quite interesting being on an airplane where you're among just a few passengers. But yeah, the experience has been good. Smooth flight and about 20 to 30 minutes to landing. Okay, I just want you to experience what I see when I'm walking down the aisle of an empty plane. Here we go. Made it to Singapore. Here now, just landed, waiting for escort.
Do you know what time your hotel booking starts?
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock.
Today 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you're departing tomorrow.
Tomorrow, like 9:20 a.m.
Yeah, you need the hotel.
Yes, that's too long.